Mr. Hartgrave here, coming to you live on Twitch with X-Force budget builds. That's right, we're going to talk about X-Force and the minimum amount of T4s that you need to put into this to be usable for war. This is a crappy blitz team. If you don't know that already, I'm here to tell you. They just don't work very well in blitz. For a lot of people, they have that problem. A lot of the top blitzers will put someone else on this team, substitute someone out just to make them more reliable up at the higher tiers if you want to do wins with that. This is 100% a war team, not usable in many other places than that, with the exception of X-23. She can be used in the arena. She can be used in raids. She's the MVP of the team for sure when it comes to other game modes. But if we're looking at T4s, the orange ability mats, we're going to be looking to build this for war. So let's get into it. Let's get into X-23. As you can see here, I have maxed out X-23. Let's see at the bare minimum what we would need to put into this for war. And I have a feeling this is going to be an expensive team, but it's worth the investment for war. I would say it is worth it, as they can beat pretty much any meta war defense that's out there, with the exception of maybe Black Order or something of that nature at this date in the game. So looking at her basic, not going to be essential. Not going to be essential. Looking at her special, once again, just extra damage, a lot of extra damage. If you find you're losing, it is always good to go and build up some of these abilities that you notice that you're using but aren't quite hitting hard enough. Those can be useful. But for the bare minimum, I'm going to say that her ultimate ability is definitely going to be something that we need. So X-23, her ultimate attack, that's going to be S rank, and we're going to need that. It's going to cost us 240, but it's worth it. That's going to really matter especially if you're punching up or even punching across. Depending on your target, it clears stealth, so that's really good for any team that puts up stealth, especially Asgardians. Okay, this one here, her passive, yeah, it's going to give her all the focus. She's going to get more speed bar when someone drops to low health. This is very important. I'm going to say, and because she's so good in other modes, I'm going to definitely say having this is key for the arena too. If you want to use her in arena, you're going to need her passive. Definitely an S rank, it's going to cost you 200. I'm going to be a little more generous with abilities on X-23 because she's usable outside of war. Maybe not quite Dark Dimension, but very good character. I'm using her in the arena right now to beat Doom teams. Level 5 Striker, maybe not. That's really just for what I'm using her for in the arena. Raider's a good option for her. Keep it to level 1 ISOs, see if they work, and then make the decision. With blue ISO coming, I would definitely hold off on doing anything in between 1 or 5. Just take your best characters to 5, put everyone else at 1, if you can. All right, Negasonic. I know there's a couple of these that are going to be vital, but let's see what the minimum we can get away with. Her basic, we don't need that. I haven't done that. I've done everything else. Her special is very good. I'm going to say it's not vital, as she doesn't necessarily get to this turn if this team is working correctly. She doesn't really use that. It's her ult. Definitely her ultimate attack. I usually don't say that abilities that just add more damage are vital, but in this case, since this is so key, this amount of damage that she does with this attack right off the bat is so tide changing when you're using this team in war, that's definitely, it's got to be something you had. I know in our alliance, when we started using X Factor on war offense and getting serious about it, we demanded everybody do Warhead. We made a big deal out of it. It's pretty important. Her passive, she gets more armor. Yeah, this on war offense, getting plus 20% damage for the whole team is absolutely brainlessly essential if you want to use them in war, which is what you do. So her passive, it's an S, and that's 200. Now, we're already getting pretty expensive, so I'm going to be pretty wary on anything else here. Domino, her basic, you can skip, just more damage. She really, as Tony famously said, her only job is to stay alive for like 30 seconds. And that's about true. So yeah, her special you can fix. This special I would give more credit to. It's like a B for sure. But if I wanted this team to be a little more reliable, I would definitely get this special. But it's really not needed. But it is something I have considered a couple of times. Her ult, this is pretty much her ultimate attack is all that's going to get used on her. So it could be where if you find you're just not doing enough damage, do this one. I would give it a rank, maybe a low A, high B. Very good, but not essential. Her passive, yeah, getting these evades is very helpful, but if she doesn't stay alive, it doesn't really help. And getting more crit damage is good. I'm really on the fence about this. I want to say it's essential. I know we're already really expensive. So putting a star next to that, Domino's passive is good. But it's like an A+. You might be able to get away without it, but you very well might just need to put it on there. You're going to have to try it out, see if it's effective, and make the decision. Most of Cable's kit here is not important. He's mainly there just to give his passive speed. You don't need the basic. It's just more damage. This special is really cool. However, it doesn't really come up that much. I like how it clears all positive effects, but they're going to be dead by the time he's doing this. So obviously it doesn't matter at that point. More damage on his ultimate attack. Once again, doesn't matter. And then his passive, more counter, more barrier, not needed. You can skip it. I think that is... Oh, that brings us to Deadpool. Okay, I think his passive is the only one worth considering. His basic is more damage. Not important. Now, if you are going to take this team against like a Coulson team, it is best to have Deadpool to be the largest member of the team so that Coulson targets him and so that he gets the revive. That has been brought up a few times. It's one of the reasons why my Deadpool is maybe as high as he is because I was using this as a Coulson counter for a time. But if you're not doing that, you probably can ignore him a little more. This just gives him more healing, and it always generates ability energy. This is cool. Not necessary. Definitely high B, low A. Not needed. I know a lot of people do it, but it's not that necessary. Okay, so there you have your budget build for X-Force. I'd say you're minimum going to need 880 T4 abilities. The orange ability mats here is a picture of them down there. I have 46 of them currently. So as you can tell, I am definitely on a budget at this time. That's what we're talking about here, is taking the abilities and maxing them out. I would say you need X-23's ultimate ability and her passive, Negasonic, Teenage Warhead's ultimate ability and her passive, and those are the main ones. And then Domino's passive is definitely something to consider. It's going to take you up over 1,000, which is not really a budget team in my opinion, but you're going to get a lot out of it, as it is a very, very good team for war. One of the best war offense teams to date, and seems to be holding fairly well in the meta and should hold for some time. So could be worth the investment. And yeah, the advice we were giving everybody is you need the 3 lady passives. All 3 ladies here, you got to have their passives. I would say the one you can kind of skimp on is maybe Domino, but it's probably worth it to get that on there. It takes it up to over 1,000 T4s, but could be well worth it for you. All right, as we know, we shoot everything live here on Twitch. I do see some people talking, so let me go ahead and address that. That's the end of the video. If you want to sign off now, Helga Hartgrave, good seeing you. But let me talk to some people here for a second. A little bonus section here. Let me get this up. There we go. Okay, what is going on over here? Okay, here we go. Let me see here. People saying hello. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. We're actually going to be back here in just a little bit. I think Offer Review is about to start right now. I usually try not to stream while Mobile Gamer's streaming because what's the point? No one's going to watch me over him unless I'm doing Offer Review, which I did once, but I was just filling in. I wasn't trying to take over. Just filling in for the night. Okay. One regret. Yeah. Okay. When Cable had, oh yeah, I do remember Avengers Alliance when Cable had 2 modes. That was awesome. Yeah, he used to have his normal mode like he is in the game, and then he had like a mode where like his cybernetics took over and like turned him into. He kind of looked like something out of Akira, the anime Akira, where all the electronics got crazy in his arms and he could do all sorts of cool stuff. I would love to see an empowered Cable. We definitely need to see more out of Cable in this game. He's pretty lame as he is. He's just not a valuable member of the team. We'll see what happens later on. As far as Technovirus, that's right. His Technovirus takes over. As far as this team goes, like, is this going to hold up? Is this team going to be with us all year? No. No, it won't. It'll probably be a good war offense team all year. So I think it's worth the investment. But And X23 is going to be with us all year. I have good feelings about her. I think they want to keep her going. But I feel like this team is going to get changed. I feel like we're going to add somebody else to this, or something's going to happen to this team where it won't be this way. A few things have me thinking that with the game the way it is. With Psylocke and Wolverine kind of being homeless right now, it would really make sense to take Psylocke, Wolverine, put them on with Deadpool, and make like another X-Force kind of team, since that was an X-Force team for a long time. You could definitely do something there. Alternate costumes coming in. I could see things changing. Cable just doesn't really... Cable and Deadpool are always kind of a pair, but Cable on this team, Cable does have other opportunities there, and isn't really doing a lot on this team. The strongest synergies are between X23, Negasonic, and Domino. Cable and Deadpool kind of work on their own and kind of shoehorn into the team, but might not last all year. Okay, looks like that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was one that was requested. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get something out of it. We'll definitely make sure we keep doing these videos and do all the teams as they come out, and hit all and update them as well as we enter into as teams get revamped and reworked. All right, thanks for joining me today. Hail Heartgrave.